To this roadmap video for 2024. I decided I wanted to do something a little bit different because normally I'm just throwing stuff out there and just playing games and whatnot. But I decided to kind of give myself a little bit of a roadmap to what I want to do for the next year, roughly. And I decided it might be a good idea to let you all know about my plans. So yeah, that's what this video basically is. I just want to give you just a quick uh, you know, brief detail of what I plan on playing this year being 2024, on the channel upcoming. And basically, I try to do things in sets of five for the most part, give or take. So I'll try to do some, retro console style games, few of those, and then like mix in an RPG or some other type game. So initially, I feel like I'm going to start the year off with kind of a bang, at least in my opinion, probably. Um, I want to start off by saying that I bought a lot of TurboGrafx 16 games on my Wii U back before the eShop closed down. And so I'd like to try and actually play some of those games for you all and just experience them for the first time. And so what I'm going to start with are two games that kind of go off of each other: Gate of Thunder and Lords of Thunder. I've heard a lot of good things about those games, so I think it'd be really neat to start off with those two TurboGrafx 16 games. I hear the soundtrack is really amazing on them, so definitely going to put that to the test for sure. The next game on the list that I want to play will be Pulseman. Now, originally, when I chose this game, I chose this like, okay, it's a game that's on the Switch Online expansion pack service. So, I have access to that. But then I also figured, oh, it came out in 1994, so this would be kind of like a 30 years later Genesis game. Um, but the after doing a little bit of research on it, it came out in Japan in 1994, and it didn't come out in North America until 1995 on the Sega channel. So technically, as far as North American audiences are concerned, it's not a 1994 game, but I'm already committed to planning on playing it, so yeah, we'll give Pulseman a try. But here's the interesting an interesting fact about Pulseman that I had absolutely no idea about, is the fact that it was done by Game Freak before they started doing Pokemon games for Nintendo. So that's a really neat trivia thing that I literally had no idea about. And I'm not a big Pokemon fan or anything, but for people that are fans of the Pokemon series, it's kind of interesting to see that they did stuff before that. And this is, I think, literally the game they did right before they started doing Pokemon, give or take. It was pretty shortly thereafter, after doing Pulseman, they started doing the Pokemon games. So that's pretty interesting. And the next, I'm going to continue to do a first-person shooter type games based off the Unreal 1 engine. This case, I'm going to be doing XCOM Enforcer, which may not actually be a first-person shooter, but more like a third-person shooter, possibly. Not really sure much about the game other than the fact that it runs Unreal Engine 1. So we're going to give that a try and see how that goes. But then after that, the RPG I'm going to be sticking with the Fallout universe. And the Fallout games that I've been playing here recently, I'm focusing on all the ones that are West Coast based. So we did Fallout 1 and 2, and then this next game that I'm going to be hitting up for the first time ever for me is Fallout New Vegas. Now, I've already started doing a little bit of modding of the game because obviously these style games have just a ton of mods available. But mostly what I'm going to try to do is focus on bug fixes, maybe some graphical improvements so I can get the best graphics possible for Fallout New Vegas. And for the most part, playstyle, I want to stick to a vanilla playstyle. And I'm going to play it pretty much blind the first time. I'm not going to try to focus on, I'm going to try to get every achievement or anything, because technically I don't think you can do that without save scumming. And you would have to know exactly where you're going to go. So I'm not going to try to hit up everything in the first playthrough, most likely, but probably will try to hit all the DLCs as well as the main campaign focus. And I can see some of the achievements you can see, like, do 10,000 damage or whatnot with this specific type of weapon and things of that nature. So some of those things, yeah, I'll try to focus on, but the ones that are basically quest related, I'm not going to actually look up to see which quest or whatnot I need to complete and how to go about completing it the first time around. So we'll see how that goes. I'll try to limit my guide usage on the game to a very minimal status if I can possibly do that. But I'm really looking forward to seeing, playing Fallout New Vegas for the first time ever for me, and hopefully you enjoy seeing that as well. I hear a lot of good things about it, so it should be a good ride. After that, I think I'm going to be taking a little bit of a break from the sci-fi stuff, because I've done a lot of sci-fi based games here lately. So I'm just going to take a little detour to some more fantasy based games. And for the Turbo games, I'm going to be playing Newtopia 1 and 2. So that'll be a really neat thing. And then going back to an Unreal Engine game, this one being fantasy based, Wheel of Time. So the Wheel of Time first person shooter on the Unreal 1 engine. So that'll be really neat to give a shot. And then I'm going to get a capture device so I can hook up my Wii U to the capture device and we can get some footage. And right now, this game is still stuck on the Wii U and Nintendo hasn't released it. Lord knows why they haven't released it. But I'm going to play Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess HD. I would have thought years ago that they would have brought this out to the Switch, but they still haven't. So it's a Wii U exclusive. So I'm definitely going to get a capture device before then so I can fire that up and show you all Twilight Princess HD. Never played any Twilight Princess game on any platform, so once again, it'll be something very new to me, which I'm looking forward to on that as well. And then for an RPG in that set of games, I plan on playing Final Fantasy V, because I did both the Final Fantasy IVs the last couple of years. So Final Fantasy V will be the next one in the series. Never played that one either, so we'll give that a shot. The version that I have is no longer available for sale on Steam, so we'll see how well it goes. It's been replaced by the Pixel Remaster version of the game, so there might be a little bit of differences, but I think it'll be worth a shot just to see. And I hear there are some good mods for it to kind of change the way it looks to be, I guess, more pixelated. So I'll try to look into some of those before I actually play the game as well, but looking forward to that too. And then basically the next set of console games that I'll be playing at a time, I started digging into stuff on the internet. And I started looking at the Sonic the Hedgehog chronology, thinking, it was going to be something simple, just Sonic, right? The newest game is the newest one in the timeline. Well, apparently that's not the case. You can really get bogged down in a rabbit hole of digging through stuff on the internet trying to figure out Sonic's chronology. And I actually did spend quite a bit of time just looking at it, and I've taken a couple of different sources, and I've come up with an idea of the Sonic games that I want to play, most of these for the first time ever. And I'm going to stick to basically the classic Sonic timeline, but I'm only going to do like 16-bit and newer, or better technology, I should say, games. I don't really want to play any of the 8-bit Sonic games, to be completely honest with you. I have played Sonic 1 and 2 on the Master System. I've played those, and especially Sonic 2, I really wasn't a fan of it. I didn't like it at all. So I'm going to try to stick to the 16-bit ones, the ones that truly made Sonic popular, and I'm going to stick to that classic timeline. Going to avoid the, I guess, 3D Sonic games that were a crossover between modern Sonic and classic Sonic. I'm going to save those for later, but I think there might be a couple of, you know, surprises in there possibly for you all, but that's what we'll do. I'm going to stick with the Sonic classic timeline, try to get up all the way to Mania. I'm going to do things in groups of two, so 2 Sonic games, and then followed up by a classic Sega RPG. I'll go ahead and keep that one a little bit mysterious for you all until I get there. So that would be the 3 console games that I'll play at a time, and then I'll pair them up with some other games that I've been meaning to get to, like Wing Commander Prophecy. I think it'll be really good to get back to the Wing Commander series and finish off the entire Wing Commander series with Wing Commander Prophecy. And there's basically nothing else after that one, so it will be the finale, if you will, of that entire series, which is kind of the series that got me wanting to start doing this channel in the first place. So I think that would be very fitting to get into the Wing Commander Prophecy series. I'm also going to try to jump back into Mech Warrior 5 and do a not the story mode, but the career mode. But I'm going to do a career mode focused on mostly the western side of the Inner Sphere. So basically Merrick, Steiner, and the Free Rassilog Republic. So I'm going to try to focus on all those high reward mission chains on that side, and also the story mode where the Rise of Rassilhog DLC. So that should be really nice to focus on with a completely new campaign or career, as the case may be, not focusing on the other stuff that happened in the story mode. So I'm looking forward to that too. And also, we'll try to get into the Deus Ex series. Again, the Unreal Engine 1 version of Deus Ex. But then I'm also not going to just stop with that guy. I'm also going to try to hit up its sequel. And then the 2 newer ones that came out, which were technically prequels to the original Deus Ex game. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to trying to get into the Deus Ex series as well. And then probably try to, depending on how much time I have left in the year, get a couple of LucasArts point-and-click adventure games thrown in there, and maybe even finish off the Space Quest series too. So we'll see how all this, lines up. I think that's pretty much most everything I'll have planned for the year. If I have more time, I might even try to get into the Divinity series again before the end of the year, but I honestly don't know how much time I'll have left after all that. I mean, just doing Fallout New Vegas alone may be pretty time consuming, to say the least, but we'll address all this stuff as we go forward. But like I said, mostly I'll be playing in batches of 5 with 2 or 3 console games at a time, followed up by 1 or 2 PC games, and try to get some more modern PC games in there. I mean, I guess New Vegas isn't technically modern, but when I mod it up heavily, it'll feel like a modern game, so that's pretty good. Anyway, just wanted to put this quick little roadmap video out for people just to kind of have some sort of idea of what I plan to do this year on the channel. So anyway, thank you very much for watching this video, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Take care.